You are watching One-on-One with Gouche. I'm Kerry Goulet, better known as the Gouche, and I'm really excited about my next guest. Listen, he is a hockey entrepreneur, great hockey player, good storyteller, but more important, a good businessman. I met him many years ago, and I've been to some of his events. One of them was I've been a couple events, but one of them was in Philadelphia, and the other one was, he's going to have to tell me, it was in Minnesota, and it was minus 47. There must have been 13, 14 rinks indoors, but there was one outdoors, and we went and played. She was a cold one. Hey, before we get him on, obviously, you want to talk a little bit. Ottawa is playing the Winnipeg Jets. Dubois, Pierre-Luc Dubois is not in the lineup tonight. Unfortunately, some back spasms or this afternoon, and it's hockey day in Canada. And we're going to ask Sebastien, when is it a hockey day in the USA with OneHockey? He runs a great organization. He's actually down in the States right now, where he's going to tell us how many tournaments, incredible amounts of tournaments, and we're excited to be a part of them today. Golden Knights against the Sharks. Obviously, I'm looking for Burnsy to have a big night. They need to turn that around. Their ship is sinking. Obviously, Columbus. Is Torts in trouble? We don't know. Maybe we can ask our friend Sebastien. But I know this one he's going to talk a little bit about. The Habs versus the Leafs. And what I can say right now, the Leafs are looking like a little bit better of a team. But we'll ask him what he thinks of his team that's added some truculence and some experience. All right, don't forget, this Tuesday, Gouche Live, as you can see behind me, I'll just let you see it. Something big is happening. We already saying that Paul is going to be doing his own show on Gouche Live Productions. So I'm going to go at 4 o'clock. He's going to come right after 4:30, 4:40 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. He's going to bring a different spin to sports, and we're really excited about it. It's called The Rosen Report. And wait till you see the logos that have been designed for these new ventures that we got. It's crazy. Val, we can't thank you enough. All right, enough promo. Most importantly, let's talk to our guest today. We love the guy, Sebastien Fortier. Bashy, what's going on, kid?
Living the dream, Coach. We're in Raleigh right now, North Carolina, the brand new rink, practice rink of the Hurricanes. My good friend Rod Brendamore, which is one of my favorite coaches in the league. I got to see his team practice this week for a little bit. God, he's intense. I love the guy. I love the way he coaches. That's how I would coach if I coach, but I'm not good enough for that. But this rink is, I don't know, I'd say about $40 million. It's 2 sheets of ice. It's first class. My good friend of mine, Jocelyn Langlois, has his junior teams playing out of here. He's also the president of the Hurricane Youth Hockey. He's from Montreal. He's from Varennes, near Montreal. And we're here. So this is our first tournament ever. Because with COVID, we've been kind of lucky. We've been able to host tournaments with fans.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. Anytime you want to stop me with questions, go ahead, because I won't stop. You know me. When I
start talking, you keep going. I'll jump in, but I'm going to ask you that a little bit later on. Explain all that. Good. Keep going, buddy. People want to know.
Yeah. So this is the first event that we had with no fans. So the kids are waiting outside. They can't even dress inside. Actually, they can use the locker room 15 minutes before games. But these guys here, they have their fort under control. Like nobody can walk in the rink before the game unless you're a coach, maybe a manager. But it's very tight. And then the kids come in all together. They go in the locker room. As soon as the game is over, they leave all together. There's nobody in the rink, which is really weird. There's parents in the parking lot under tents that are watching games that are broadcasted. We have a broadcaster. His company is called Solu, S-O-L-U broadcasting.org. The guy, I'd put him against any NHL broadcaster right now, and I would bet for him. He's more entertaining. Not that these guys are not, but he brings a lot of spice to his broadcasting. So we have parents that are watching the games at the hotel, in their car, in their RVs, because I learned that word yesterday. I was calling it campers, RVs. And it's really weird because I'm in my office. There's nobody here. Nobody comes in my office to talk to me. It's like I feel like there's no tournament going on, but there is. So I'll take you guys out inside the rink here a little bit later in the interview. But anyways, it's a small event. It's the smallest in our history. We have 13 teams here. We
That's
normally
fantastic, though.
we would never have an event with 13 teams, but we kept it on because we have 8 teams that are 8 and 7 years old. We wanted the kids to play, and my trip was planned already. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go and just let the kids play and have a little fun, and we're glad to be here.
All right. So listen, obviously tomorrow's Valentine's Day, so make sure you have taken care of the gifts for everybody that you need to. Enjoy Valentine's Day. Hey, listen, Valentine's Day for the kids. They're playing ice hockey down in North Carolina. Hey, Raleigh. Obviously, the Hurricanes are down there, and you said Rod Brindamore. We'll talk a little bit about the NHL after we finish, obviously, with One Hockey. But I wanted to follow up on, what was it called? Solo?
Solu, SOLU, broadcasting.org. I met this guy in Raleigh here 4 years ago, and it's a crazy story. The guy came and I was setting up the rink. He's so good. I have to talk about him because and he's such a nice guy.
Well, the reason why I'm asking you is because obviously, I do my event over in Australia. We have not broadcast it live. Now we want to do that. So I want to maybe get in touch with him and he can teach us how to do it. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so before we get to the NHL, Gouche, I wanted to bring up. We have a World Invitational event that we have announced, and it's going to be in Muskegon, Michigan. Muskegon, Michigan. It's a hockey town. It reminds me of Sherbrooke, Quebec, where I'm from. It's about 100,000 people. They have a USHL team in there. The rink even reminds me of my own rink back home in Sherbrooke. The people are so nice, so friendly. The city was quick enough to get back to us about this event, and it will be there in December 1st to 5th. The one thing that's very interesting about this event is it's pretty much sold out. We have like a handful of spots, so we have about 45 teams, 44. We can take 48, so we're almost done. But this is an event that's built around the Quebec Pee Wee tournament. Quebec Pee Wee tournament has been around for 60 years, and it is world known. It brings the best Pee Wees or 12-year-old kids in the world. The whole city is behind it. So this kind of event will be for the first year Pee Wee. So kids are born in 2010. And we're coming up with an event for the 2012 and 2011 also this year or in January of next year, which might actually be in Minnesota or in Muskegon as well. But these events, I think right now we have the top 10 teams in the country attending. You're talking about Chicago Mission, Islanders Hockey Club from Boston, the Chicago Fury, the Wisconsin Junior Gamblers. Like the top teams in the country are coming because you know how the tournaments work, right? If a couple of teams are going, then everybody else is following. But not only that, we have a team from St. Petersburg, Russia, confirmed. Teemu Solani has told me he's going to bring us a team from Finland. I got a team from Czech Republic. We got a team from South Korea. We have a team from Japan. Those are all select team, country select team. So there's 5,000 seats in that rink, and I swear to God, we're going to fill them up. This town is a hot.
Yeah. So let me ask you some questions. And of course, obviously, with COVID being the way it is, you've done a great job in making sure there are no issues. But obviously, flying these teams in from out of country with the way it is right now, are you concerned at all, or is that just, are they going to get in? Are they not going to get in? What's the status there?
If they can't come, they can't come. But we're really keeping everything positive and realistic.
Oh, fantastic!
I mean, you're talking about coming in, around December 20th, which the trip would have to be pretty much approved or official that they can come. I would say by, mid-August or end of August, they're going to need to know if they're coming or not. We feel they will. Same with Canadians. We don't know who the teams are from Canada, but we left, I think, 6 spots in each division. So it's 2010 Elite AAA, 24 teams in 2010 AAA. We left 5 spots for Canadian teams. We could take more, but we left 5. And fingers crossed that they can cross over the borders and come and play. But with the vaccines and everything else, and hopefully the third and fourth and fifth COVID are not so bad that the vaccine don't work, because then we're in big trouble. So anyway, we're trying to stay positive, but
Okay, so and it's very positive. I've been around with you, and you make sure that everybody has a blast. And we'll talk about the format of the tournament in a second. But talk to us about the history. Give us a little bit of Cole's notes. Again, I've said that I was with you in Philadelphia. Phenomenal. We were in, I think it was Blaine, Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, and it was cold. And we did a little outdoor thing, and holy macalarchy. And I'm from Winnipeg, so when I say it's cold, it's cold. So give us a little bit of the history.
Well, our tournament's all about the kids. And my dad was running a tournament in Sherbrooke, Quebec, called the Sherbrooke International Tournament for 10 years. And when he took it on, he had the city, because it was a city-owned tournament, he told the city, listen, I'm going to take it on, I'm going to make it big again, but under one condition, that you let me do whatever I want to do. I'm not going to ask you to if I can buy these medals or if I can do this and do that. I need carte blanche, which, free pass to do what I want. First thing he did, he had somebody that knew the Russians. He called in Russia. He got the two best teams from Russia to come to my hometown. So do that. I need carte blanche, which, free. Which I can hear myself in the back.
Sorry, there. Somebody just sent me an email asking a question for you, and you came up on it. So just continue on. Sorry, buddy.
So, long story short, he brings the best two teams from Russia, and now they start telling other teams from Toronto, from Detroit, and now you have all these teams that are coming in, and next thing you know, there's 5,000 fans watching these Russian teams that now half their kids playing in the NHL. So my dad started that, and then he brought in several countries. He told me that he brought in 25 countries in total over 10 years. 10 years later, he was getting tired and beat up, so he kind of let it go. But they didn't want to give him a little money to run the tournament. He wasn't getting paid, and he was burned out. And he's like, "Can you guys give me a little money?" He's like, "There's enough. We don't need to. It's okay. We'll take over. It's easy to do these tournaments." My dad started laughing, and then they killed it. 2 years later, they destroyed the tournament. It was done. Over. Yeah. So when I stopped playing, I started coaching. I would go to tournaments that were so boring, and I was telling myself, like, is this how every tournament is? Like, this boring? Like, I was just hearing parents here earlier. Parents are getting their because the goalie can dress inside, and I kept hearing parents, hey, they have a mascot here. Yeah, we have a mascot that's running around and watching the games. And
does he have a mask on?
Mascot.
No, does the mascot have a mask on? Get it? It was a joke. All right, continue.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit too slow for you, Gouche. You know that. You always have to repeat the joke twice to me.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah.
No, so our tournament's all about the kids. It's fun. We do interviews after games. Player to game awards. Music is playing after whistles. I was going to take you to
take us out. Let's
take
go.
A peek. So can I flip this thing or no? No.
I'm just gonna. Well, don't you flip. Holy wow!
So this is the mites, the younger kids. Oh, there's a whistle. Music should start now. My guy is awake. There we go. See, every change we start the music. Here's an example. Other tournaments don't do that. They don't think about that.
So, hey, Sebastien, can you hear me, Sebastien?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Look, I see that they're half boards, or have you made the rink smaller? Is that what I see or no?
Yeah, this is half ice.
Okay,
I'll
great.
show you the mascot. Hold on, I'm going to go show you the mascot.
All right, we're looking for it. Hey, from Dave Carlson saying, bonjour. Hello.
There he is.
How cool is that?
That's our mascot.
And is that the one? Is that the One Hockey mascot?
Yeah, we've had several mascots over the years.
Yeah, because that looks like what is that, an alligator?
I was told this morning that it was a dragon. I'm like, it's not a dragon. So it's supposed to be a bullfrog, but I guess he has horns. This is where we do the selfie pictures and the interviews.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah.
But right now we don't have anybody doing this because of COVID. This is our little table with all of our awards, the medals, the tournament MVP's hat sponsored by a Hockey Shot. We got the champagne for the winner, player game hats up here, all the certificates. So
fantastic.
It's fun.
Hey, Sebastian, obviously we're going to let them know it's alcohol-free champagne for our youngsters. I think it's apple cider, not apple cider, but apple juice. I had a couple sips one time. It was fantastic. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
Sebastian, here's a great comment coming from Bobby Birkenblit. He's a good friend of ours, always on the show. He says, it's really nice to see. Love to be able to show people this in Toronto. Of course, we're completely shut down. Very disappointing. It's great to see kids playing, of course. And all the way from Brisbane, Australia. I know we've got some people from Ottawa. We've got people from Melbourne, Australia. Our good friend Aaron Kuzak, who you're very fortunate, Sebastian. Melbourne has just shut down again. They are in complete lockdown for everything. And Ron Hughes is from Brisbane, Australia. He's saying, looks more like a frog. So that's great to hear.
It is, but the frogs don't have any horns. Right, so it's kind of a, I don't know. It's a bullfrog, but the bullfrog don't have horns either. So it's
I would just say
it's
a
special.
Hey, listen, special edition. Listen, I wanted to go to a question that I got while the music came back on, and it was about they've seen OneHockey through their times, on the internet, pops up and all that sort of stuff, and they asked, you've had a lot of NHL people go through. Can you throw some names around of some of the people who have gone through your great program?
Yeah, so just so you know, right now our tournaments are not focused on AAA elite teams, but they are getting back to this in December when we have this World Invitational, which will have the best players in the world. But back in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, we would build our own teams in the summertime. So we'd scout teams around all year long, go to tournaments and scout teams and pick the best players, and they would play on OneHockey. So those players were spectacular. We have about 50 or more NHL drafted players. Jordan Martinook that plays here for the Hurricanes, he was OneHockey 4 years in a row. And the reason why he came to OneHockey is that this guy from Edmonton, Wayne Gatza, put together a OneHockey team after I called him about 60 times to try to convince him to put together teams, and he did bring 2 teams. So Martinook played for him, but some of the names, Johnny Gaudreau played for OneHockey several years. Nathan McKinnon played in OneHockey 1 year. Rocco Grimaldi. Seriously, we have a list. If you go on the website, it's under About or wherever that is. It's OneHockey alumni, and you can go see the list. It's all there. So there's a lot. And it's funny because I've seen these kids, and even if they're 12 or 13, I can tell immediately that this kid is special. And a lot of them made it to the NHL. And of course, there's a lot more than being good that comes in play as far as making it to the show. But some of these kids, if nothing bad's happened to them, if they don't get into trouble, or sometimes the girls, when you get to 16, 17, 18, sometimes the girls can be like a big play. That was part of my failures. That I like the girls a little too much.
Yeah. Well, you're that flying Frenchman. Hey, listen, talk to us a little bit about organizing such big events like this. Like, in the old days, when you get back, we know that you're in the 50s, 60s, 80 teams. Talk to us a little bit about that, because that's so important to understand how you put these all together. And tell them, I think you do what? How many tournaments a year?
40, 50. So 40, 50 a year right now. But those tournaments, incredible. The regular tournaments that we do, now I can say that we can set them up with our eyes closed. My staff is so amazing. We barely ever talk to each other. Once an event is announced, which is my job to announce an event, to pick a seat, to rent the ice, to make sure everything is good to go. Once it's announced, then their work begins. Then the website is being built, the social media things go out, the mass emails are going out, and then we start scheduling the refs, teams start to register, the hotels are being booked. Like, all this stuff happens really automatically. But this event, the World Invitational events, which we're going to have 5 a year in 5 years. So the 10 years old are going to be playing as 11 years old, then you're going to be as 12 and 13 and 14 and 16. And back then we're going to have 5 or 6 a year, and we'll have the best teams in the world. Those events are a different ball game. To organize those events, we need to sit down and really think outside the box, because when you pull up at the rink, with your boss, you're gonna have somebody bring up the red carpet, and we're bringing you in the arena. Welcome, Mr. Goulet. My name is so and so. I'm here to take care of your team right now, and anything you need, you let me know. Gouche, I think I lost. I can't hear you.
Yes, absolutely. We were having a
Okay.
couple little technical issues. I apologize. Listen, I want to comment on that. I was there in Philadelphia where you did that. You have greeters, you have everybody in the rinks. You know exactly where they're going. There's maps and stuff, and it's not easy, as David is saying here. And that's incredible. Organizing a tournament is takes a lot of time and energy. But you're doing 40 a year, so that's even more incredible. And here's David's also mentioning that Junior B and Ringette up here in Canada has been canceled, and of course the kids are really hurting. How's the atmosphere? Obviously, kids know that up here we cannot go to the rink. Tomorrow we open up, on Tuesday we open up for the first time since Christmas, the school system, but yet they can't go on the ice. You must be so happy, so ecstatic, and so proud, Sebastien, that you can walk in the rink and see these young kids with those big, big, big smiles on them.
Well, that's why we're here. Otherwise, we would have canceled this small event, because it's just small. But just to see the kids play, the kids are number one for us, and that's all we think about, and that's all we want, is to make the kids happy. It's been hard because you have states that you can't play games, and you have states that you can. So at times you're like, are you gonna sanction with USA Hockey this event for this particular COVID season or not? If you sanction, there are teams that are not playing under their association. Their association is shut down. So these teams can't play because they can't get the roster. And if you don't sanction, some teams that are USA Hockey, they can't play non-sanctioned tournaments. So we lose either way. And we've been losing since August of this past summer. But, this is our 11th tournament, I think, since August. So we've done okay. We canceled half of them. But we're lucky to be still running events, and we have
Absolutely.
one in New Jersey in 2 weeks, then St. Louis in 3 weeks, and then in Florida, and we're all over. I'm all over.
We love it. Hey, listen, I'm with you. I'm on a plane every second weekend, but unfortunately we can't do that up here. We can't move around. Tell us about that, the travel for you personally. I always see you on a plane, and I envy you, because at first, at one time when I was flying all over the place, I'd be saying, oh God, enough's enough. Now I'm just itching to get out there. So tell us how difficult it is going through the airports. Is it a difficulty? Is it just like carte blanche? Or do you have to plan a little extra than you have in the past?
No, I haven't seen any airport that I need to plan more time. Actually, most airports are empty. So it's really like check in and then go to pre-TSA is literally like 8 minutes. It's really hard for me to wear a mask the whole time. I do because I have to, but it's very difficult. That's the mask on the plane. That's the one that I've been having a rough time with. And sometimes, I do bring it down under my nose, and the stewardess are asking me to bring it up many times, but I do, and I have a hard time breathing with those masks. They drive me nuts, but I got to follow the rules. Everybody does. But my traveling has become kind of routine. I get to a city usually a Tuesday night. I get to the city. Wednesday I set up, make sure it's okay, and make sure the rink is set up. Takes me all day, or sometimes it's 2 or 3 buildings. And then Thursday, that's the day to make sure everything is ready to go for Friday. And if everything is ready to go, then I just work at the hotel. I bring my 2 screens with me, so I'm set up like I'm at my office. I'm not slowed down at all. And I unpack, I unpack, I pack, set up my screen, my wires, my charger. I'm ready to go, start the day. It's kind of, I'm lucky I get to stay in really nice hotel rooms. I mostly stay in suites, which is very, very appreciated, because I couldn't really stay in a really small room with just a little desk and a bed. So I get the nice rooms. I'm lucky because I'm a platinum in every category of every hotel you can think of.
Fantastic.
So, but it's a lot of traveling, and I do forget sometimes. I rent the wrong days. I rent the wrong location. I go to the wrong hotel. I got to the airport a couple of times. I had the wrong date. The person's like, "What are you doing? We don't see your name. You're scheduled for 2 weeks from now." And so I got to be careful when I book my own stuff because I'm so all over the place. I'm very scatterbrained.
Yeah. That's why I've got Tony to help me out. Hey, listen, organizing a tournament's really huge. This is coming from Robert Line up in Ottawa. But with COVID, it sounds a whole lot more complicated, and what you're doing is huge for the kids. Let me ask you this question. As you're organizing for each city, do you have to deal with any of the health departments? You know, they want to make sure that the rinks are clean, the washrooms, can the kids shower? Are there no showers? Washroom facilities. Talk to us a little bit about that, because it's got to bring you a little bit of a headache.
No, we have to stay informed. Every rink is different. Every state is different, and we need to know what the hell's going on. And sometimes a rink is maybe not as well organized as another, so we have to find out ourselves. What's the rule in New Jersey? Can teams from New York play New Jersey? Can they not? Can they allow spectators? So usually the rinks are aware because that's, they are in the business of bringing people in their building, so they know what the rules are. But then we have to communicate those rules to our customers and update the website. But then 2 days later, the governor of X state is speaking, and now they changed the rule. So they either went more loose and more people can come in the rink, or they are going stricter and nobody else can go in the rink. So it changes all the time. One of my friends here was talking about COVID. That I was watching a show, and he's like, it really taught us, us event organizer, it taught us to sidestep, we're stepping, like it's almost like a dance, right? But it's not a fun dance.
No, but the perfect term. There are two words that I've learned in 2020, because I'm in the event business. We've been completely shut down. Nothing's going on. It's called pivot. It's like Mahomes in the Super Bowl, where you had to change directions all the time. That's exactly what you're doing. And the other one is being connected. You're so well connected. Everybody. Everybody wants to be a part of it. I want to show a couple pictures here. Talk to us about this. Every game, that every league or every age group, when you win it, you've got the mini Stanley Cup. Talk to us about how much.
Wow, yeah, that's just amazing for the kids, and we've changed some of our concepts since then.
Yeah.
And this was when they used to party on the ice with the cup and the champagne. That one was taken in Edmonton, actually. I think that one was Team Alberta, spring program. I know most of the pictures were taken because I was mostly there.
Yeah. Hey, listen, also, when you go, please check out OneHockey.com. What a great job you guys have done on your website. It's really cool. Really, look at that. Be a superhero. Bring a hockey tournament to your arena. You've got such great graphics. You make it fun for everybody. When the kids come in, they glow. They can't believe all the things. You got people doing interviews, and you got people, all the little shops and all. Obviously, it's a little bit different right now, but you make sure that the kids come, not only play hockey, but experience the game like it's never been experienced before.
That Be a Superhero banner you saw, that's on the website, and we are growing like weed. We are expanding fast, and Canada is a place we want to be. We don't have any events in Canada, and I'm Canadian, of course, except for Edmonton. So we'd love to come in and run events during the winter. We know we can make it so much fun for your teams, as well as in the U.S. We are, obviously all over the U.S., but we grow. We have the capabilities of running 5 or 6 tournaments over the same weekend. We can do that. So if you want One Hockey, now's the time to reach out to us. And then if we go into the neighborhood, your neighbors, so you're gonna have the exclusive of One Hockey, so that we don't compete against ourselves, obviously.
All right. So here's a great question from Bobby B. Thanks for this. What's your inspiration? Is it to grow the game? Is it for the love of the game? What's the driving force behind all these tournaments and everything attached to making them possible? I can say before you get in there, it's a lot of passion. You've been doing this for a long time. So I know Sebastien is all about the fun of the game, making people smile, entertaining. You're an entertainer. There's no question. So talk to us about that. here it is again. Just, inspiration, is it growing the game or is it the love of the game?
Well, it's all of them, I think. Love of the game. I'm a major fan. I watch hockey every day, and I love the game. And I'm aware of who's good, who's not, and what the tortilla, the stories of who should be out, who shouldn't be. But for me, I want the kids to love the game, because if they love the game, they're gonna keep playing. I've been to tournaments before where there's not a sound in the rink, and I'm watching these great teams that are playing AAA hockey, and there's nothing. The rink is dead, and I'm thinking, like, goodness gracious, how boring is this? Like, these poor kids, they're gonna stop playing hockey. They're gonna go play soccer or baseball or something that's more fun. So I want it to be fun for them. I want them to want more, and they're gonna keep playing, and then others will follow, and hopefully they'll come back to us, because they know that with One Hockey, they get the best. And they know when you go to McDonald's, you know what to expect. You're going to get your Big Mac or your double quarter pounder. It's the same at this one and at this one. When you come to One Hockey, it's the same. It's the same product. Just a different city, a different rink, and possibly a different guy, because I'm not at all event, right? I mean, I have
All
other
right.
people.
Yeah, Dave Bowden's coming up saying, hey, what's your handicap? To be honest, you're an incredible golfer. I've had an opportunity to golf with you. I look forward.
Incredible golfer.
Once we get out of this craziness, I promise you, the Gouche is going to be traveling a lot. I'm going to obviously be promoting all of our fine things. You've always been there for us. You've always asked me to get involved. We just have not been able to organize ourselves enough. But when this pandemic is over, behind the scenes, as you can see right behind me, it states, love Sebastian's attitude. Love it. So right behind me, it says, something big is happening. That's Paul Rosen is taking on the Rosen Report. Gouche Live is going to be traveling. And you know what? We'll be excited to come to your tournaments and do the weekends a couple of times a year. So with that, we're really looking forward to that.
My handicap is a 12 right now, 12 and a half maybe. But I just changed my swing, and I got the PGA swing now. And so as soon as I can play a little bit more, because I'm on the road, it's going to easily go down to an 8 very, very quickly. So
you know how I got my handicap down, eh? I didn't write the scorecard with a pen. I used a pencil, and I've got an eraser. Hey, all the way from Vancouver, Greg Bowden. Hey, Seb, any uptake in women's participation for these days?
Yeah, we not always, but we try to bring the girls in our events. We put them out there. We are supposed to have girls this week, and we had girls come in, but there's no spectators, so they canceled. We have girls come into Florida, or we're trying to bring girls, so we constantly do. But this is something that we lack. We do lack girls in our tournaments. Although there's a girls team here this morning, I just shot a video I put on Facebook today. My friend is the coach. But I think what we need is we need to bring in someone that knows the girls' teams, that can come and work with us and can tell those girls' teams how great our tournaments are. Once we do that and the girls start coming, they'll never look back, and they'll be attending all of our events. So we need a little help with the girls.
All right, just before we get to, we're going to talk a little bit about the NHL. We know how involved you are. We know that you're a Habs fan, so we won't hold that against you. Kids leave sports for two main reasons: friendships and fun, and One Hockey delivers on both. I think that's what's really crucial as we go through this pandemic. One of the things that we've learned is connecting, and you at your tournaments connect everybody. Teams are having fun. They're dancing together. The parents are in. Again, this is pre-COVID. So I know that you exude participation and communication and connectivity, obviously, with allowing your parents to sit in the parking lot. I've said that with one of the rinks that are up here. Why wouldn't you put a big screen outside and put connected to them sitting in the car, or they can just look on their cells or their phones and all that sort of stuff. That's a phenomenal thing that you're doing already. So thank you for doing that. And final question for you. Last year, our select team couldn't attend a tourney. This year at the A level, we were excited, and then COVID hit. I feel kids are missing so much of the hockey experience by not participating in tournaments. Arguably, tournaments are one of the most important things in regular season.
You know what's funny about what he said, Gouche, is that he's absolutely right. Tournaments should be the highlight of your season, but many tournaments are so boring that they're not the highlights. And I talked to parents and coaches are like, oh yeah, we have so much fun at that tournament. And then I said, well, how are you having fun? Wow, the hotel is amazing. Like we have so much fun at the hotel. I say, yeah, but our tournaments, you're gonna have as much fun at the rink that you're gonna have at the hotel. That's a big difference because you can have fun at any hotel. If you want to have fun at the hotel, go to your neighborhood and rent a hotel, rent 10 hotel rooms and go have fun. But now you're playing in the tournament, you should have fun in the tournament too. It's so important. And most just don't offer that. And for us, it's mandatory. Like if I'm going to walk outside the door right now, there's a whistle blowing for a stoppage of play, and the music does not stop when the whistle blows. I'm going to go talk to the scorekeeper and say, hey, I was falling asleep in here. Like there's a whistle and there's no music. People are yawning in here. I don't want anybody yawning. So make sure you play the music next time. And these scorekeepers are not used to playing music because they don't normally. So those things are important to us. And
hey, talk to us a little bit about the sponsorships. Obviously, you got people that are supporting this. That takes time and a lot of energy, and you've got great people behind you. Tell us some of the people that you work with help put these events on.
Well, my personal staff is incredible. We're so short in staff right now, and each of our staff does the job of 2 or 3 or 4 people. It's incredible, and our communication, the way we communicate, I'm not going to share all my tricks because some of them are really special, but the way we communicate is just unbelievable. And Sharon and Holly and Angie and the hotel group, they do such a great job booking our hotels. We're so lucky. And we changed our registration system this year, so now it's all really automated, and it's really saving us so much time. We could never have that many events if we did not change our system. So the COVID break from March till August enabled us to really get better technology-wise, and which we did. And thank God, because otherwise I'd be dead right now.
All right, buddy. That's fantastic. Listen, we look a lot towards being a part of your events. The Gouche Live, of course.
Gouche, you talk about sponsorship. We don't have sponsors, and that's absolutely crazy. We have Hockey Shot that has been a sponsor of ours for years and years. I know the guys that started Hockey Shot. They're close friends of mine. JP, the owner, and his team, they really remind me of OneHockey, but they're just much bigger. But we don't even have a naming sponsor. We were speaking with BMW that last summer, and I mean we have so many events, and we right now there's about 50 banners that are hung around this rink with the OneHockey logo on it. But it could be another logo attached to it. It could be Bauer or Home Depot or Toyota or something, because we have the numbers. We bring the kids, but we don't do well sponsorship-wise. It's because we don't really have these. We don't have a sponsorship person to go get sponsored. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Well, and that's understandable. And you know what? We're going to Gouche Live, as we've mentioned several times. We're going to become a small little sponsor. We'll be your video podcast show for OneHockey. That'd be fantastic. Hey, listen, now let's move on to obviously something that's really important to you, the NHL, Montreal Canadiens. Tell us what you think about the Canadian division. Talk about how you're feeling the season's going right now.
Well, Montreal surprised the heck out of me this year. I was trying to be a fan for Montreal for many years, and I could not be a fan because I don't support a team that has 9 forward under 6 foot. This is not ringgit. It's NHL hockey, so you need big guys. Yes, small guys they have place in the NHL right now because of the new rules, and they can play and use their skills. Look at Donny Gaudreau and kids like that. But you need big players. They got big players this summer. Marc Bergevin did a good job with his trades. Really impressed what he did. They had a great start. Now they are having a little bit of a tough time. I think I'm honest with you. I think they have a team to go very far. I'm not an extremely big fan of the coach. I think he's really old-fashioned. I think the hockey is just too advanced now, too young, and these systems, the way these teams play is just so fast, and I don't think he can follow the speed of this new NHL league.
Yeah.
But for the first time, I can wear a Montreal beanie, and I'm not ashamed of myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah, what do you guess something about that? But Vegas is my
Let me
team
ask
on the
you.
West Coast.
Okay, I know that, but let me ask you this question. Many years we've been texting back and forth and hashing over the the hockey, and of course, you being a Montreal Canadian fan, you always said we needed some grit. What about Josh Anderson? You gotta like that kid in the lineup.
Oh, when I saw they got him, because I've watched them a lot, Columbus, and Anderson was on my list. I didn't know he was that fast. He's really fast too.
Unbelievable,
So,
yeah.
yeah, he's added a new dimension to the team completely, and I love the new defenseman Radulov. I think is no, not Radulov. No.
Romanov.
Yeah,
Romanov.
I'm like my dad.
Sweet.
I always forget these guys' names. My dad is so funny.
That's all right. They're Russians. It's always tough. I butcher them all the time, buddy.
I remember he used to, go ahead.
Yeah, you go.
No, I remember he used to talk about Ryan Getzlav, and he was like, "Hey, Gouche is a good player." I'm like, "Who's Gouche?"
Yeah, it's Gouche live. Hey, listen, what about you gotta obviously like Tyler Toffoli, big, a great addition.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to my dad, Eric Belanger, would play the NHL for 15, 12 years. He's a good friend of mine. And my dad and my cousin, we have this group. We talk about hockey every day. We use this application to talk. And I was telling them about Toffoli. I'm like, Toffoli, I mean, I remember when he was with the Kings. He was a good player. He was young. And this guy can play. So I'm not surprised to see his start of the season. You talked about thanks, Ryan. You talked about Tortorella earlier. Jesus Christ, he's already sat down Laney last Monday. I think he sat him down. I saw the news flash somewhere, and I was watching the NHL. But that is going to be the worst coach-player camaraderie in the history of hockey. Laney is just a chill guy from Finland. Just nonchalant, and he'll score some goals, but he's mostly lazy on the ice. Not my kind of player at all, but he's got a good shot, and you can take him if he's surrounded with the right players. But Tortorella, Laney is gonna want to leave. Like Tortorella his days are over. He's gonna be gone. I would say even like this season, like before the end of the season, he's gone. But they're gonna keep Laney because the GM is also from Finland, so that's why they have Laney. But it's just Tortorella needs to chill out, like just I don't know, like do something, relax, let's have some fun, and stop being harassing your players the whole career. Every practice, he's nuts. Like, what do you think this is? Like 1984? Like you need to grow with time. You need to change your style. Poor John. Like I don't think he's a bad guy, but he's just gotta keep his mind open, and he's not. He's definitely close-minded.
Hey, listen, Sebastian, Bobby B's with you. He'd want an extra hour with you just to talk because he's not a big Torts fan. So you've kind of put him to rest because we have talked about it. Who knows? I'm in the same opinion you. I don't think Torts is going to make it. He'll make it through the season, but I think if Liney decides that he's going to move onwards, I think Torts is going to go before him. So, listen, as we wrap up, we've been with
Torts' contract is out after the season. So
yeah, I know. So let's watch. I know Bobby B will be excited about that. Hey, listen, before we let you go, obviously, we're with Sebastien Fortier. Thank you for this special edition for us. Obviously, on Tuesday, we start back up. We're really excited about what's going on with us. We're so excited what you do. Happy Valentine's Day to you, to all of your, to your wife, to all of your mothers that are out there. It's been really fantastic having you on. And before we let you go, final prediction, Montreal wins the Stanley Cup this year.
No, I don't think they're going to win the Cup. It's too – I don't think the Canadian teams are I don't think they're that strong, to be honest with you. Toronto is really, really surprising me these days. They're really looking good. But the other teams, I just think they're missing a step or two against teams like, even Vegas or Colorado or Tampa. Montreal is going to have a great season. and they're gonna do well. They might make it to the conference final. Who knows? But they need another year or two to possibly have access to that cup. Hopefully, it's not too late for them because they have some guys that are getting a little bit older, Weber and all that. But the turnaround they've made this year is spectacular. So
Yeah, it's
thumbs up.
fantastic.
I try to watch every game, and it's the first time I've ever done that. So it's exciting. Actually, I don't even watch Vegas because I know they're gonna win. I'll just start watching them probably towards the end.
You got it, exactly. All right, we've
And
been
Gouche,
with Sebastien Fortier.
I wanted to say, and that's to you and not to me, but I've watched your show and I've seen you, start this up with COVID and your progress you've made with the technology, and even your hair is better. You probably have a new hairdresser as well.
No, I need to get it done.
It's pretty cool to see what you've done, and I'm very happy for you. You're awesome. I'm exhausted right now from this show because it's almost an hour long. So I'm like, I gotta go take a nap.
You got it. All right.
But
Okay.
this was good.
Well, you could
Thank
talk. Hey, you could talk for another couple hours. Hey, listen, it's a pleasure. What you do for hockey, the passion, and what you're giving to the kids back, we're a big fan of you, buddy. OneHockey. All right. Sebastien Fortier, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Unbelievable. Love that guy. He's always so upbeat and positive, and he's running a tournament in North Carolina. I guess it's probably Raleigh. I don't know if it's north or south, but it doesn't matter. Listen, thanks everybody for taking time out. This was just one of those special editions for one-on-one with Gouche, talking with our good friend Sebastien Fortier. We're going to be staying with him. Gouche Live is going to be hanging with the big Sebastien. We're really excited about that. And of course, we know that Paul Rosen will be there with the Rosen Report. All right, guys, thank you for taking some time out of your Saturday. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Make sure you enjoy, and make sure you buy flowers for your mother, for your girlfriend, your wife, or you can reciprocate, ladies, and buy us, I don't know, some chocolates. All right. On behalf of Gouche Live, obviously, we look forward to Tuesday. Goodbye.